this is the next video in my series of videos about Christmas in Copenhagen, and I wonder if you can guess where we are today. If you look behind me, you should be able to see. Yep, we're at Tivoli. So I'm going to take you around the park. It's daytime at the moment, so you'll see what the park looks like during the day. We might meet somebody who's kind of famous around Christmas time while we're in there, and then I'll be back later on today when the sun sets around 3, and we'll enjoy the lights then. So let's go in. So one of the things that you find in Tivoli at Christmas is they've put up all these little Christmas houses, and they're all different stalls selling gifts and Christmas presents and Danish things and sort of Scandinavian gifts. Now this store here is one of my particular favourites. They sell this Icelandic wool, gloves and mittens and things, and I regularly buy these, and they normally last me a couple of seasons, and then I need to replace them. But they're great because they've got natural waterproofing in them, so if you actually get them wet or muddy, in the case that I have in the past, it kind of just like rubs off. It's great. You can see they've got hats and gloves and fingerless gloves, so it's great. But all the way around the park you have a lot of these little booths, and also you can see everywhere there's a lot of snow. But it's not real snow at the moment. Unfortunately, we haven't had snow in Copenhagen yet this season. But they come around and they spray all their Christmas Tivoli snow everywhere, as you can see. And it kind of gets, you know, updated and re-sprayed through the season, because obviously kind of it brushes off or what have you. But it's really beautiful. I mean, we've been a couple of times when there's been real snow here, and it's really, really lovely. But there's no guarantee. And what says Christmas in Tivoli more than some snow? So it's really beautiful. We're going to walk down here and show you a little bit more of the park. As you can see, it's really, really quiet. So another tip would be, if you do want to come and visit Tivoli, come in the morning. I've just come in just as Tivoli is opened, and we're here and there's hardly anybody here. Now later on in this video, fingers crossed it all goes well and it doesn't pour with rain later on today, I'm going to come back into the park with my son after school and just film a little bit of all the Christmas lights. Now at the moment it's getting dark really just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're just at the beginning of December, so it's very easy even with small children to come into Tivoli and actually enjoy the lights around the park, because you know the rest of the winter I will be moaning about how dark it is, but when it's lovely to come in here and see all those sparkly lights, then it's worth coming when it's getting dark. And you can see there's this little marketplace area over here as well. There's a place where you can buy some food, and further down there's some more steam trains. So it's very, I don't know, I see it as sort of traditional Christmas. Yes, there is some commercialism here, of course, there are shops, there's things selling things, but it gives you that kind of feeling that this is what Christmas should all be about, you know, coming in with family, enjoying the rides, seeing all the lights, and yeah, having some hot chocolate and some able skewers, some different foods you can have here, which hopefully I can show you later on. But it really is about that, dare I use the H word, but it's about hygge. It's about coming in here and really having a proper Christmas time. I mean, look down here, there's a train set going around. Train sets, Christmas trees. It ticks all those boxes of traditional Christmas. Okay, earlier in the video I talked about able skewer. These are what I'm talking about. Now able skewer, if you translate it, means apple slices. As you can see, they're not slices, and actually this is probably no apple in them, but if you make them traditionally at home, you might put a little square of apple in the middle, and they're like a little fried donut, and you get them with ice and sugar on, and then you get a little bit of jam with them. So you can dip it in the jam and then dip it in the ice and sugar and eat it, or like my son does, mix them into a paste and just spread it on the top. But I'm going to pop round to the front of the counter just so you can see how these are made. Right, now you can see this man on the store is making some. He's warming them up in this special electric pan. Now at home I have a kind of cast iron one that I put on the hob, and you obviously for speed of making them here, they've already made them and they're just warming them up. But you put a little spoonful of a thick batter that you've made. Here they've got cardamom in them. They've got apple mousse, so they do have some apple flavouring in them. But basically, you just put them in there, in the kind of the batter, and then you turn them over. When they pop up, you turn them over, and they make perfect literal circles. So that is what an able skewer is. You can see them all nestling in there, ready to be eaten. And generally we would have them later in the day, because it's the morning obviously at the moment, but you have them with a glass of glögg, which is like mulled wine. So it's a warm red wine with Christmas spices. The lady's got some brewing over there. And then you put raisins and almonds in the bottom of the drink. When I first had it, I didn't realise they put them in there, and I thought there was some kind of bugs in the bottom of my drink, and I was quite horrified, but I soon learned what they were. The person on the stall thought that was very hilarious, but that's what you would have. So it's like a warm mulled wine, you have your able skewer, and it warms you up on a cold day. Now I talked a little bit about the little stalls that you can find in Tivoli, and they're just here for the Christmas season. But this shop here, which is called Little Tivoli, it says here, items designed or selected by Tivoli, and it has the most beautiful things that you can buy to take home as gifts that no one else would be able to get unless they'd come to Tivoli. Some of them, like I say, are selected, so they would be able to get them elsewhere, but so many of them are really, really unique to Tivoli. So I'm going to take you inside and just show you around a little. So this carousel that they have going in the store is a model of one that's directly outside, and it's a very, very gentle ride. I personally don't like it, it goes a bit high for me, but it's not high at all, and it's a really gentle ride. So they have this display, but like I say, they have things that they've selected from other sort of product ranges, but they've also got a lot of their own things. So you can see these lights going on. They're the very famous Tivoli lights. You see them outside in the park. You might have glimpsed them in some of the footage already. And they have this display here, and then they have a lovely selection of books, Jose Andersen's fairy tales, lots of very, very Danish, the little book of Hugo, the little book of Luca, which is happiness, and they've got those. And then again with these famous lights, you can get little candles of them. I have one of these. I'm never ever going to burn it because I think it's so beautiful. So they have those. They're the unique thing from Tivoli. And then as you go around, you'll see they have more things. They have different Tivoli branded products, a lot of Hans Christian Andersen, Jose Andersen things in here. And Rasmus Klump, who is known as Pepsi, I think, in Germany also, he is here. He's on holiday at the moment because Father Christmas is here. But in the summer you can go and you can see Rasmus Klump performing and singing in his little house, and there's a playground for him. So you can get some, again, really nice quality, tasteful things with Rasmus Klump on, Rasmus Klump books. You know, if you're a fan of Rasmus Klump, or your child is, then there's plenty to get in Rasmus. There's a huge Rasmus sitting in the window. And then as you go through, these are some of the things they've selected. But they've got a Tivoli, a bottle of Tivoli wine, some Tivoli beers, mints. It's all branded up, and it's all and look, a tea tin, a tea tin for you to put your tea in. That's got Tivoli on the side of it. The Guards of Tivoli, or the boy band, on that tin. More Hans Christian Andersen tins over here. And as you go through, you'll see there's other products that they've got selected. Fairy tale figurines. So you've got the Tivoli Guard, Royal Guard there. You've got, I presume that, I don't know who he is, but he's a storyteller figurine, it says. And then you've got this bird here. This is the peacock from the Peacock Theatre in Tivoli. And there is a swan, which is probably about the ugly duckling. And then you go through, they've got Harlequin and all the Tivoli kind of characters. It's very historic. And then as we go further down, more of the lamps. These ones are beautiful tea light ones. I just want everything in this shop. I just think it is so beautiful. And imagine if you bought one of these and took them home to somebody, if you don't live in Denmark, what a unique and wonderful gift that would be. And they've made their own advent display, like I did at home, but they've made it out of popcorn, and it's actually been made here by somebody in the store. So you've got lots of little things, and like I say, beautiful shop to go into and buy a gift for somebody, or even treat yourself to something beautiful. And here's Rasmus. I'm outside the shop now. You can see a few more of the decorations. They've got licorice all sort ones in there. But there's Rasmus. He's really relaxed today, isn't he? But yeah, this shop is called Little Tivoli, and there is the ride that I showed you inside that they have the scale model of. There it is up there. Now, I'd love to take you on this ride. I'd love to show you the views from it, but I'm not going to because it scares me. You can see it's very tame. It's not that high. So what that does tell you is there's something for everybody in Tivoli ride-wise. You've got the roller coaster, you've got the old wooden roller coaster, you've got the roller coaster that makes people scream, you've got the thing that spins up above the park where you can see Sweden, but you've also got a lot of these tamer rides. So if you're with kids and they don't want the fast rides or they're too small for them, or like me, you're just a coward and you don't want to go on them, the big ones. So that's something here. I love this, to look at it, and I have been on it a few times, and if you have to accompany someone and you're scared, they'll give you a mask to put on, which is nice. So yeah, that's that ride. At Christmas they set up what they call Julemandsstue, Father Christmas's living room, I guess you'd call it. We're going to go in a second and meet Father Christmas. He's talking to some children at the moment, and when he's done, I'm going to go in and get him to just say a quick hello to you.
Welcome.
So that was lovely meeting Father Christmas. He was very jolly, wasn't he? And he spoke English, which was nice. So, like I say, this is here for Christmas. You can come, you just take your place in the queue, and it's free to meet Father Christmas. You don't have to pay to see him. So you have your child has a nice little chat with him. The only thing you pay for is if you want to have a photograph taken with him. They say please no photographs of your own, but then you pay for one in there. And so now we're back in Tivoli for the evening. As I predicted, it is actually raining and it's a little bit wet, but we're hardy and we're going to enjoy ourselves and look at these beautiful lights. on I talked about some of these cabins that are shops around Tivoli at this time of the year, and all of them generally are businesses, except for this one, which is the Kirkens Korset, which is a church charity here, and they help sorry, people screaming on the ride above me. They help homeless people and people in need in Denmark. And this cabin here sells hand-knitted blankets and gloves and mittens and little decorations and these gorgeous soft toys. Every one of them is unique, and they're made by volunteers, and the ladies running this place are also volunteers, and they give up their time to come and stand in this cabin and sell things so that they can make some money to help people, not just at Christmas but at all times of the year. But I think at Christmas we're very aware that, you know, not everyone's as fortunate as we are, so something like this is a fantastic place to go. You get something beautiful for yourself, and you also get to support a charity, which is really worthwhile at this time of the year.
I think you'll agree that Tivoli really is beautiful at Christmas, and we had a wonderful day, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing it with us.